Hi, I'm Millie and I work for Shore Solutions, and today you're going to spend some of the day with me as a refrigeration engineer.
Welcome to the plant room. I thought I'd let you take a look whilst I walk around to where I'll be working today. So in here we've got 3 low side and 3 high side Howden screws, and we've got 1 hose compressor for backup. This plant holds approximately 14 tonnes of ammonia, so it's quite a reasonable size. It's also been here over double my lifetime. Some of the drawings date back to 1975, which is quite impressive. As I'm working with ammonia today, I'm carrying my mask in case of emergencies, and I've also got my Dragy unit attached to me, which you will see shortly. I've put my mask in a convenient and accessible location in case I need to use it. Today we're going to be doing an oil drain. The inlet of this recovery pot was valved off the day before with the heaters turned on. This is to allow any ammonia that may be in the vessel to boil off. This is what it looked like the day before. Pressure moves from high to low, and as you can see, this vessel is standing at 0 bar. So to encourage the oil to come out, we have to increase the pressure. We now have to change the set point to increase the suction pressure. Now I've done this, you will see the pressure is above 0, and this will make the oil much easier to drain. Start by removing the caps to the valve. There are 2 parts to this valve, and where I've zoomed in, this is called a dead man's handle. Morbid name, I know. This valve only operates when you push it. As soon as that force is released, it springs back and shuts itself. This is all part of keeping us safe when working with ammonia. You'll see another one of these later in the video. Now the cap is off, I mid-seat my valve. I mentioned earlier that the inlet to this oil recovery pot was valved off the day before. I also highlighted that it had the heaters on. As well as this, I showed that the pressure was at 0 bar in the vessel. The reason these things were highlighted is to show the steps you've got to take when working with ammonia. We shut the inlet 24 hours or more before the drain. This allows any remaining ammonia in the vessel to exit via the outlet. Increasing the temperature with the heaters also helps this process. The reason I highlighted the pressure of the vessel is because at that pressure, ammonia doesn't exist as a liquid. Liquid ammonia is very dangerous, so you must ensure there's none present. This is my Dragy unit, and in other words, it senses ammonia in the air. It's measured in parts per million. At this time, it was reading 0, and as you can guess, that means there is no ammonia in the air. As you can see here, the flow of oil starts to get a little less smooth, and that's how we know it's time to stop. Now the oil recovery pot is empty, it's time to put it back as it was. So I front seat the valve, or in other words, shut the valve, and I then reopen the inlet to the oil recovery pot. You might be wondering why we need to drain this oil. It's to avoid excessive oil accumulation, essentially to prevent a build-up in the system. Because ammonia and oil are non-miscible, or they don't mix, this can happen. And this is why we have the oil recovery pots to help catch the oil so we can drain it. New fresh oil is also added when needed. Oh, and I almost forgot, don't forget to put your caps on! As you can see, we've drained this much oil. I'm putting this into a waste oil drum where it will be disposed of correctly. Now we'll move on to the next one. As you can see, this oil recovery pot looks slightly different to the other one. It's the same principle, except it's a hand-operated valve. Do you remember earlier when I said I'd show you a different type of dead man's handle? Well, here's another one. You lift it up, and when you let go, it drops on its own. I went on to drain the oil from this recovery pot, and another one after this. Now the oil drains are complete, it's important to remember to change the suction set point back how it was initially.
Just so I don't forget and everybody else knows what's come out.
As you can see, now the plant's back to its usual running conditions, the oil recovery pots now are starting to form a frost on them. This signifies that they're full of liquid ammonia and very little oil, which means the drain was successful.
So I've come back to the van just because it's a little bit quieter than that noisy plant room, but thank you for spending some of the day with me, and I hope you